Born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, our Christmases were very different than what they are now. And I want to relive my childhood Christmases and also want to tell you what I'll be doing for Christmas this year as a single parent whilst I co-parent with my ex-husband. Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one, and on this channel I talk everything budgeting, saving, frugal living, and right now everything to do with Christmas. So if you like that kind of thing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments, are you an 80s, 90s kid? What era are you when you grew up for the Christmas that you had? And do you feel that Christmas was much better then than it is now? Now, for me, I remember as a kid, the decorations. It was Tinseltown Christmas tree. There was tinsel everywhere. It was on the tree. It was on the banister. It was over the photo frames. It was everywhere. We also had those decorations that went from the corner to the light, and it had to go all four ways. And you always bumped your head if someone didn't put it up high enough. Especially like my dad, he used to bump his head all the time. Then he used to get angry and pull it down. Then he had to go out and buy new ones because he ripped it. And it was just a running joke in our family for a while. But our Christmas tree was full of multicoloured lights. It wasn't aesthetic. It was crazy madness, insaneness of the 80s and 90s of Christmas. We also only decorated one room. There was no decorations in the bathroom, in the kitchen, our bedrooms. It was nothing like that. The Christmas decorations stayed in one room. I don't know about you, but also on Christmas Day, I remember us having these special plates for Christmas. We actually still have those plates because it was something that my Grampy gave to my mum before he passed away, and my Grampy has been dead for over 35 years and she still has those plates. She won't get rid of them. We don't even use them, but it's sentimental to her. But they were special plates. They were our Christmas Day dinner plates. Does anybody else remember that? Or was it just our crazy family that had that as well? There was never no Christmas Eve box or 1st of December box. There was nothing like that when we were a kid. Yes, they were advent calendars, and I'm still, at 41 years old, still suffer with no longer having an advent calendar. I've not bought an advent calendar anymore. I'm too old. I think I had one till I was 21. I think my mum did it until I was 21, and then as soon as I hit 21, I stopped. But my brother got it until he was 23 because I was having it until I was 21, so then my brother got it as well. So he got 2 extra years. Not fair. But then it was just a basic chocolate calendar that you just picked up at the shop. It wasn't a toy calendar or a candle calendar or a beauty calendar. It was a basic chocolate calendar. That's all you had at Christmas. The only thing that I do remember that I still do now that's still a big tradition was leaving out a mince pie and a carrot and some milk or brandy for Santa. That's the only thing that I remember that I still do to this day with my son. But there was still no matching Christmas pajamas. And guess what? We survived and we still had awesome Christmases. So back then it was very much, we used to wake up very early and my mum and dad was like, no. It was just no, not until it hit a certain time. I think it was 6 o'clock that we were allowed, but until we hit that certain time, we were not allowed. We were allowed to stay in our pajamas to start with, and my brother and I used to sit at the top of the stairs itching to get down to see what we had for Christmas that year. But my mum and dad were busy upstairs getting ready for the day and they would not let us go down, and I think they kind of enjoyed doing that and torturing us a little bit. But I really remember that very, very well. And when we came down, and it was just madness with Christmas presents everywhere. Now, my mum was very clever the way she organised the Christmas present. She wrapped up everything individually, so it looked like we had a lot more than was actually there, that actually cost them money. And she also made sure that she started halfway back, not all the way back to the wall, halfway back of the Christmas tree. And then she made it come forward as if the presents were coming out of the tree, like there were so many presents, it was coming out of the tree. And really, it was just very strategically placed. She's very, very clever, my mum, when we were kids. And we didn't care. We just wanted to open the presents. When we were allowed downstairs, it was you're allowed your stockings and what we used to call our main present. The one that cost the most money, the one that was very important, the one thing that we really wanted for Christmas was classed as our main present. We were then not allowed to open any more presents until we had showered, got changed, done our teeth and had our breakfast. Once we had done that, we could open more presents. But we were never allowed to open them all in one go. She was like, you can have a present now. And then like half an hour to an hour later, you can have another present now. She really wanted us to kind of enjoy each present rather than just open them all up and then feel overwhelmed. We didn't actually stop opening presents till 6 o'clock at night. That's what she used to do. She used to put a present on the dinner table when we had our dinner. And then once it got to a certain time, usually when Top of the Pops came on, who remembers Top of the Pops? We were allowed to go mad and open anything else that was there that we were given. So that is kind of what our Christmas looked like. So when it came to our Christmas dinner, Mum and Dad used to prep everything on Christmas Eve. And I remember very well of every Christmas Eve, it would be my dad and I heading off to Burger Star and buying a Christmas Eve Burger Star. Every single Christmas Eve, that is what we had. And my mum stayed home with my brother and they had some time together, and I went with my dad and we had that time together. So that was something that was really, really important to me, and I absolutely loved doing that with them. Also on Christmas Eve, we were allowed to open the Christmas food. We weren't allowed to open it until Christmas Eve, and we were only allowed to open it if we had put it all away, put things in the cupboard, put things out, like we made like sweet bowls and stuff like that. She said, you can have some as long as you help us do it. So we just always helped bring everything down from upstairs that was for Christmas, and we used to put it in the cupboards. We used to empty the sweets and the chocolates in. And then once we'd done all that, she said, you can have some if you want some. And my brother and I sneaked a few more than we were supposed to have. We said we had 5, but we stuffed a few in our pockets. So we went in the front room to watch TV. We just sat and munched a lot more than we should have had. When it came to actually having our Christmas dinner, we used to have Christmas lunch, not Christmas dinner. My mum and dad used to do all the cooking. My brother and I were not really involved in it. But once we had our Christmas dinner, my mum used to wash up, my dad used to wipe up, and it was mine and my brother's job to actually put everything away and clear the table. So we all kind of helped each other. Obviously, this didn't happen. We were really small, but when we were about 7 or 8, that's when we actually started getting involved a little bit more. And I'm really glad she did, because it taught us a lot of lessons. Even on Christmas Day, we were still helping out as a family. After Christmas lunch, then my mum, my dad and my brother all used to fall asleep on the sofa. I can't sleep during the day unless I'm poorly, so while everybody else was asleep, I used to just play with my toys, or I used to watch something on the TV, but I was just kind of like making my own entertainment. Obviously, this didn't happen when I was really small, but obviously as I got older and I could entertain myself, then that's when they all kind of fell asleep. When they all woke up, we had a few more presents, and then it was getting ready for the Christmas dinner, which was basically any leftovers and kind of party food. We used to go in the kitchen and help put all the party food out and set the table. We used to all pile our plates with leftover foods and then finish off with some trifle, the big trifles, before we all crashed and had to go to bed. And that was what I remember at Christmas. On the Boxing Day, my brother and my dad and a few friends that used to head off to watch the local town's football club. They played every Boxing Day, and the women and the daughters of the friends used to come round. We used to have another spread on, and we used to spend all day and most of the evening just chatting, playing games and just having a good time. It's not until that you are much older and you look back on it when you realise how important that part of our life was and what memories that were actually made, because you don't really realise that you're making memories in the moment. It's not until you look back and you see what you did and how easy and how much fun it really was. And there was hardly any stress back then. Obviously, I wasn't a parent back then, so I don't know, but it wasn't as much stress as we have now. There's no such, you have to do this, and there's this, and there's this, and there's this. And even though I do all these different traditions now and the more up-to-date ones, but it's still a lot of pressure on parents. And sometimes I feel like, give me the 80s and the 90s back. It was so much easier, and we still absolutely loved those Christmases and we treasure those memories so much. So now I'm 41 years old in 2024, and I'm a single parent, and I co-parent with my ex-husband. Now, everybody who is a single parent will co-parent different at Christmas. So this is just how my ex and I do it. It works for us, and I feel that if you are a single parent, you just got to find what works for you. There's no judgment here, and I don't really want to be judged for how I do things with my ex-husband and my son. It works for us, it works for our son, and all three of us are happy, and that's all that really matters. So my ex and I, we take it in turns. So one year I will have Christmas Eve till lunchtime Christmas Day, and my ex will have lunchtime Christmas Day and Boxing Day. The rest of the Christmas period, we split equally. So this year, my son breaks up from school on the 20th of December. Therefore, I will then have him Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Christmas Eve, and half of Christmas Day. And then my ex will have him half of Christmas Day, Boxing Day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that is how we do the week of Christmas. The following week, I have him Monday, Tuesday, and half of New Year's Day, and my ex has him half of New Year's Day, Thursday and Friday, then back to me for the weekend. Therefore, we have split our time equally with our son, and our son has seen both his parents and his families the exact amount of time, and it works for us. So yes, I'm not going to see my son from Christmas Day afternoon until the 30th of December, and yes, that is going to be hard, but after a while you do start getting used to it. You find your little routines, you figure things out. I'll probably have a cry on Christmas Day when he's gone, and I might cry again at some point that week because I can feel myself getting emotional now. But it's the right thing to do, and it's a fair thing to do, because I will never stop my son ever seeing his dad, because his dad helped create the most important person in my life. So I will never ever stop him from seeing him. So what am I going to be doing over the Christmas period? Let's just do Christmas week. So my son breaks up from school on the Friday, and I'm going to take him to Costa, and we're going to have a festive hot chocolate together. On the Saturday, it is Sonic 3. And my son is a big Sonic fan, so we are going to watch Sonic 3 at the cinema on the Saturday, and then I will take him to go and get a Greggs and a festive treat after we've watched the film. We will then come home that evening and we will watch a Christmas film together and do a few fun Christmas activities. We will also see if there's anything on in our local area that we can go to in the afternoon, just to get some more festive spirit and really soak up the Christmas atmosphere. On the Sunday, we are going to go and watch Cinderella at the pantomime in the town over from us, because their theatre is much nicer, because their seats go like this. So no matter where you're sitting, you can see the stage perfectly. So we are going to go and watch Cinderella at the pantomime, and on the way home, I always buy him a McDonald's, and right now they've got the Grinch at McDonald's, so he's very much looking forward to getting some Grinch things. He's actually already been with his dad, and he picked up this little Grinch Christmas stocking thing, which he absolutely loves. So that is what we're going to be doing on the Sunday. On the Monday, the 23rd of December, we are going to go and visit family. So we're going to go and see my dad and his wife. Hopefully we're going to see my brother. I haven't confirmed with him, and we'll see my mum as well. And it will be a family kind of day for us. So that is what we are planning to do on the 23rd. And then Christmas Eve, my son will come with me to do the Christmas shop, because he loves to help me out with the Christmas shop. We take our time. I do take my mum with me because I do suffer with crowds and a lot of anxiety hits me. So my son and my mum are both coming with me because he's asked to come, and we're going to go and do the Christmas Eve shop. Then, just like my childhood, my son will help us get all the food down from upstairs, and we'll put all of it out and put it all away in the cupboards and get everything sorted for Christmas, and then he'll have a few extra treats. We will then have our Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve. This year we have gammon, because I tried it a few weeks ago and my son loved it. So we have gammon roast for Christmas dinner, followed by a healthier trifle. And if you haven't seen my food prep video, then I will link that in the description box below, and I will tell you exactly how I make that. Once we've had that, we will then get in our pajamas. We do have Christmas pajamas from previous years, and my son has some Christmas pajamas from his 1st of December box. So we will put our Christmas pajamas on. We will make big mugs of hot chocolate, a big bowl of popcorn, sweets and snacks, and we snuggle up on the sofa to watch our Christmas Eve movie, which is Elf. What is your Christmas Eve movie? Let me know in the comments. My son and I together, we watch Elf My Christmas Eve movie is Muppet Christmas Carol, one of my favourites. I absolutely love that movie and I watch that on Christmas Eve. If I don't watch it on Christmas Eve because my son's not a fan of it, I will watch it on Christmas Day while he's with his dad. Once we've done that, we then put our little plates out for Santa with his cookies and his milk and his carrot for Rudolph and a little thank you note that he will write that day as well. And then it's time to get him up to bed and snuggle down for the evening. So that is what we would do Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day morning is very different to my childhood. So we wake up, we open stockings that we've got in our room. I just put a little few things that I bought myself in there just so my son thinks that I've got some gifts. So we do that, then we run downstairs and we open our stockings and he opens one main present. And then I say you got to get ready for the day and we have breakfast. And once breakfast is over with, you can go nuts and open them all in one go. And the reason I do it that way is because he's going to be going off to his dad in the afternoon. So I want him to open all his presents and be able to play with all his presents and have that time to be able to do so before he goes to his dad. So that is how we co-parent. How do you co-parent? Are you completely on your own on Christmas Day? Or are you co-parenting as this Christmas is your Christmas and next Christmas is their Christmas? How do you do it? What is easier for you? Again, there's no judgment here. We all do different things. My ex and I just thought it was very important for our son to see us both on Christmas Day, as equally as important it is for us to see our son on Christmas Day as well. It works for us, it might not work for you, but let me know what you do in the comment box below. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. I know it sounds a bit rambly, but I just kind of wanted to relive my childhood, but also tell you what I do as a single parent, co-parenting with my ex around Christmas time. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Drop any comments about your childhood Christmases or you single parent, co-parenting, any comments that you have about Christmas, let me know in the comment box below because I love to hear all your stories. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a good morning, good day or good evening, and I'll see you on the next one.